The second critical choice I made was to commit to a two-way agreement. And now this one, always people think about this. I feel like we all enter into two-way agreements, informally or formally. And there's lots of formal agreements that we've entered into. What I experience is the power of committing to the agreement. And when we commit, when both parties commit, actions that start from, I have to do this, can transform to, I want to do this. Can you just give us an example or share with us perhaps a two-way agreement that you entered into and what you gave and what you got? What was your experience?
Wow, there's probably a lot of those.
Especially for you, professionally and personally, right?
I'll just go back to being, an entrepreneur. And Solera is a great example. So, I started one company and bootstrapped that, which was a really interesting opportunity to learn how to manage cash. And then founding Solera, raised about 82 million in capital. I left after the Series C. And I think people were really shocked that I left, just couldn't understand, you built this company, you were the founder. But I think when you start a company and you have external investors, your perspective always has to be, you are going to do what's in the best interest of that company, right? That's a two-way agreement.
Yes.
Every day, I'm going to go through all of the horrible, emotional and financial roller coaster that is entrepreneurship, which is thrilling and terrifying at the same time. But at the end of the day, you have an obligation to the shareholders and the employees and the broader ecosystem of the success of that company. And I am phenomenal 0 to 1. I love building things. I love strategy. I love vision. I love operational infrastructure and culture. I don't care why something costs $1.16 and $1.10 in the call center. I just don't care. Yeah. And so when the business became needing to focus much more on the operational infrastructure to be profitable, which is a different phase of growth, it was the time for me to step out. And I think that was maybe not as well recognized. So I think that's one of the really big two-way agreements that a lot of entrepreneurs who start a company think, well, this is mine. And it's not. And I think that was a big two-way agreement that I think others have to really think about as in their careers. I think even, with employees, you could work at a great place. It might not be great for you. And you have to be really honest with yourself are you on that journey and you're committing to that company, or are you not? And there's a better place for you. And that's okay. And that's just a choice that you make. It's not right or wrong or good or bad. It's just, there are good fits and there are not. I have had employees that I've had to terminate because they were not high performing for me, who went on to incredibly successful careers somewhere else.
Because there was another fit. And that fit perhaps helped them to commit to their side of the agreement. It's got to be both ways. I commit, you commit, and therefore it's together. And sometimes one of those parties just doesn't follow through with the expectations. And I appreciate your advice there, which is acknowledge it. Move forward.
Mm-hmm. It's not a failure. Again, it's not a failure.
It's an experiment. Yes. Right. And I love your analogy of the door. If there's a two-way door versus a single door. So anyways, I won't backtrack us. I'll keep us going with that, but that might be a thread that I keep in my mind.
Thank you for joining me for this episode of the Choose and Become interview series. To check out more episodes, go to www.trishkendall.com/podcast, or go to any of your favorite podcast channels, including YouTube, under Trish Kendall Speaks, and you'll find this interview and more. Choose and become.